Hello friends, welcome back. This is chapter 2 where we will try to get an introduction to Tableau. So in the previous chapter, we had understood about what is data visualization and why is it so important. Tableau is a tool that will help us perform data visualization. It will help you to connect to a variety of data sources and it will help you to make the most out of your data. It was founded in 2003 by these three gentlemen. Now, however, Tableau has been acquired by Salesforce. Okay, it is basically a tool that comes under SSBI, Self-Service Business Intelligence Platform. How do we install this tool? How to install Tableau on our machine and start working with it? We are going to install Tableau Public. Okay, as a part of this training, we will be using Tableau Public. There is Tableau Desktop, which is the professional edition, which you can get from the following link. But in the training environment, it is sufficient if we download Tableau Public, which you can obtain from this link. Or you could simply visit the Tableau website. When you go to tableau.com and look at the products which are offered by Tableau, you will find Tableau Public as one of the items in the list. When you click on the Tableau Public option, it takes you to this page from where we need to click on the Go to Tableau Public blue colored button here. That will take us to the Tableau Public Gallery, also called as Tableau Public Server. And many people, from the Tableau community, they showcase their work on the public gallery by publishing it over here. Here on the top, there's an option called as Create. And when you hover the mouse pointer there is an option to download Tableau Desktop Public Edition, which is the free version that is used in a training environment. Now, having said that it is free, you need not worry that it might have some major limitations which will not allow you to learn Tableau thoroughly. Nothing like that. You can cover almost 90% of the concepts using the Tableau Public Edition. Okay, so when you click on this, it takes you to the page where you can download Tableau Public. Depending on the operating system that you're using, a version compatible with it will be downloaded. Once you have downloaded it, you run the executable file. There will be a small checkbox where you are supposed to accept the terms and conditions and click on the next button and next again, and then click on install. Okay, once you do this, the tool will be installed on your machine. So after you have installed the tool on your machine, you will be able to find it under the list of tools that are already present, or if it's a Windows machine, you can search for it. Tableau will also create a desktop shortcut. If you're working on a Windows machine, on the desktop, it will create a shortcut for the Tableau Public tool. Now I'm going to double click on it and open it. You can see that it is trying to open up. Okay, so that is how you will install Tableau Public. After you have installed Tableau Public, it's still trying to open. Okay. Here. After we have installed Tableau Public, when we open it, we are presented with the home page. Okay, or it is also called as the welcome screen. We will talk about this, but before we talk about this, let's talk about what other products are present in the Tableau product suite. Because it's not just Tableau Desktop or Tableau Public. There are a variety of products available. We'll just have a one-liner introduction into each of these tools and their purpose. So, to begin with, let's talk about Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep is a tool that is used to prepare the data. So you can think of prep as short form for the word prepare. Suppose your data is not very clean, then you can connect to that data from Tableau Prep and perform certain activities which will allow you to clean the data, combine the data from different sources, shape it, and create a ready-made file with perfect data, which then can be sent into Tableau Desktop. I call this the authoring tool, a tool where we create the worksheets, dashboards, and stories. So we author things here, we create things here. Okay, suppose you have data that is in a very structured format and you need not clean it. Then you need not use Tableau Prep Builder. It is not mandatory to use Tableau Prep Builder. It comes into picture only when data needs some sort of cleaning to be done upon it. So Prep Builder is used only when it is necessary to clean the data. Otherwise, desktop is sufficient. You can directly connect to the data from desktop and create the graphs. Now, after creating the graphs, what next? Why are we creating these graphs? So that we can share it with our end users, right? We can share it with our stakeholders. That is where Tableau server comes into picture. We call this the sharing and collaborating platform, where we can upload our work and people can see what we have placed on the server. It is very, very secure. We can give role-based security, data level security. Now, server is basically a physical machine, right? A very high-end machine with good configuration, which is kept in the server room. And it is taken care of. Like you purchase a high-end machine, you install it in the server room, then you purchase the license for Tableau server software, install it in that tool on that machine, and it starts acting as Tableau server. This is all wonderful, but it is very expensive. However, it is very, very secure. To have the server on premise, it's definitely very secure. But medium and small scale organizations might want a slightly less expensive solution for their sharing and collaborating requirements. That is where Tableau Online or Tableau Cloud comes into picture. This is also nothing but Tableau server itself. However, it is Tableau server that is hosted in the cloud. So we need not go through the hassle of purchasing a high-end machine, then having a server room, keeping this machine, making space for it in the server room. All this is not necessary. We will simply purchase some space on the Tableau cloud. Okay, you would be purchasing some space on the Tableau cloud and you can upload your work there. It is as good as Tableau server. The only thing is, rather than having it on premise, you're taking the hosted version, which is maintained by Tableau people themselves. And these Tableau clouds, which are basically nothing but servers, are installed geographically across different locations. There is a server in Australia. There is a server in Japan. There are multiple servers in the United States, across the world. It's simple. When you click a picture on your mobile phone, photos are automatically backed up to Google Cloud or to Apple Cloud. Similarly, when you create graphs on Tableau desktop, you can publish them on the Tableau Cloud, which is nothing but the Tableau online platform. And when you create an account for yourself on the Tableau Cloud platform, you will get 100 GB space and you can share your work with other people through that space. Then there is something called as Tableau Reader. It is a tool that is used to open the workbooks which are built in Tableau desktop in read-only mode. You can open them and you can interact with them. However, you cannot create anything new. You cannot modify or edit the report. So Tableau Reader is a tool that will help us open the workbooks in an interactive mode. Which workbooks? The ones that are built on Tableau desktop. It is a free tool. This is a free tool. Then there is Tableau Public, which is a free version of Tableau Desktop. See, the license for Tableau Desktop is quite expensive. In a training environment, we need not purchase such an expensive tool. So what Tableau people have done is they've given us something called as Tableau Public, which is similar to desktop, but it is a free version of desktop. And we can connect to different data sources from public and we can create visualizations and dashboards. So public and reader are free, whereas the rest of the tools, Tableau Desktop, Tableau Prep Builder, Tableau Server, Tableau Online, these are all paid tools. So this was a simple one-liner introduction to the various products which are offered by Tableau. And we will be learning how to work with Tableau Public in this program. Okay, So as I was telling you all, the moment you open Tableau, you're presented with the start page, which helps us to connect to our data, which helps us to open the most recently used workbooks in the open section, helps us to discover and explore content produced by the Tableau community, which is the purpose of the discover section. Okay, so the moment we open Tableau, we are presented with the welcome screen, the home page, where we can notice that it is divided into 3 parts: connect, open, and discover. Now, for a moment, let me switch to an Excel here. What happens when you open an Excel? You're immediately presented with a worksheet, isn't it? We are presented with the worksheet. And we can do whatever activities we might want to do over here. Type in some data. This is sheet number 1. Let's say my work on sheet 1 is done and I would like to proceed to the second sheet. I'll have to click on this icon, which will open a new sheet. Bottom left corner, new sheet, plus sign. So now I'm on sheet number 2, and then I can do whatever activities I might want to do here. Proceed to the next sheet. So it's basically a collection of a lot of worksheets. And when we ultimately decide to save it, it is saved as an Excel workbook. An Excel workbook containing multiple sheets. Now, why are we talking about Excel all of a sudden? Because Tableau also follows the same paradigm. Tableau is also a collection of worksheets, and all of them put together is called as a Tableau workbook. Okay, it's called as a Tableau workbook. However, in Tableau, the moment we open it, we are not presented with the worksheet. Even if we come to the worksheet, there's nothing that we can do. Not until and unless we connect to data. So that is the first thing to do. From the home page, the most important section on the home page is the connect section. It will help us to connect to a variety of data sources. Open section initially would be blank, but when you start creating different types of charts, the open section will show you the workbook as a small thumbnail, and just by clicking on it, you can open it. So it's something that will help you open your workbooks with just one click. Discover is, of course, the place from where you can visit the Tableau public gallery, you can get sample data sources, etc. I repeat, the most important section on the home page is the connect section, which will help us to get connected to a variety of data sources. How do we connect to a data source? For instance, if I have to connect to an Excel, I will have to choose the file type, which is Microsoft Excel. Then navigate to that location on my machine where the data source is present, select the data source, and click on the open button. Okay, so what are the steps? We have to choose Microsoft Excel because I'm trying to connect to an Excel file. Navigate to the location where the file is present, select it, and click on the open button. So let me quickly open it. Once we do this, okay, after we have selected the data source and click on open, Tableau takes us to the next page, which is called as the data source page. So from the start page, after getting connected to the data, we proceed to the data source page. Okay, let me just cancel it out and try it again. Okay, so here we are on the data source page. So what does the data source page show? It shows us the name of the data source to which we are connected, the type of the data source, and list of worksheets or list of tables or list of schemas present in that connection. Before we go any further here, one small point. See, any project that you might be working upon, there are 4 things that we need to understand or take care of. We need to understand the requirement, right? Until and unless you have a fair understanding of the requirement that you're working with, there is no point proceeding further. So understanding the requirement is definitely very important for any project. And equally important is to understand the data, which many people don't give as much importance, but it's very, very important to understand the data. The more familiar, the more comfortable you are with the data, the easier it would be for you to come up with an optimum solution, optimum answer to the given requirement. Then we need to understand our audience. For whom are we creating the report? How is it going to help them? What kind of questions is it going to answer? Because we may not create the same report for people at different levels in the organization. Let's say you're creating a report for the CEO of the company. Then you would definitely want to present a high level overview of the overall performance of the company, right? Across branches, across states, across countries. At the same time, give them the option to further investigate. Maybe they would like to know about the performance of a particular state, in that state, a particular branch, in that branch, a particular product. So they get complete control on the entire data through a summary report with the ability to deep dive. Imagine you're creating a report for the same organization, but for the workforce, let's say for a sales representative. Would you give the same report that you have shared with the CEO? Definitely not. That person may not be interested also, right? What would that person's focus be? Let's say a sales representative of an organization would want a report which will help him or her understand how is that person's performance against the given targets or goals. Will I be able to reach the target? How is my performance with respect to my past performance? Am I doing better today compared to what I did yesterday? How is my performance compared to my peers? Right? These are the kind of questions I would be interested in if I am a sales representative and if I am presented a report about my performance, me against my target, me against myself in the past, me against my competitors. So depending on the audience, you will have to tweak the reports accordingly. Finally, we need to understand which chart to create when, because there are hundreds of charts that we can create in Tableau. And after going through the entire training, if you have confusion on when am I supposed to create this chart, or given a requirement, if you are confused on which chart to create, then there is no point going through the training. So generally in our training, what we do is before we start any chart, we first discuss about when to create that chart, for which type of requirements you are supposed to create that kind of a chart. Only after understanding the when aspect, we proceed to the how aspect, how to create the chart. Because how to create is pretty simple. It is a series of steps that we will have to follow, which we can even memorize and just do it by heart and do it. But to logically reason out and understand when to create that chart, which type of chart to create for a given requirement, that is where it becomes a little difficult, and we focus on that a lot. Okay, so these are 4 things that we need to understand. Now, why am I talking about this? Because we are connected to our data. We are connected to our data, which is sample superstore. And we need to understand this. Only when you understand this, proceeding further will make sense. So here I'm going to take a moment and show you the data that we have in sample superstore. This is a very simple data source. It has information about transactions of a retail business. Okay, Superstore is a retail business where different types of products are being sold. Different types of products are being sold. Now, similar products are brought together and placed under a subcategory. For instance, let's look at tables. Okay, so there is some sling rectangular table here. There's a conference table here, so on and so forth. So all tables, they come under a subcategory named as tables. All storage units, which are mostly used in offices like drawers, shelves, carts, they all belong to a subcategory called as storage. So similar products are put together or grouped together and placed under various subcategories. Okay, under subcategory. Now, similar subcategories come together and form a category. This is the next level. Similar subcategories like bookcases, chairs, tables, and furnishings come together and form a category called furniture. Things related to technology like phones, copier machines, Xerox machines, they all go under technology. Office supplies, things that we use in offices, labels, adhesive labels, binders, storage units, okay, art, these kind of things go under office supplies. So I hope you're all able to understand the hierarchy in here. What is the hierarchy? We have data for three categories: furniture, office supplies, and technology. Under each category, there are multiple subcategories, and under each subcategory, there are different products. That's the hierarchy. If you think of category as the parent, subcategory is the child. If subcategory is the parent, you can say that product is the child member. Okay. So products are categorized into three categories. When people come to Superstore, now they are selling different products, right? So people would come and purchase the products. Customer information is recorded, like the name of the customer. Every customer is given an ID called as customer ID. Like products are categorized into three types, similarly, customers also are segmented into three types. We have consumers who are probably purchasing the items for their use. They'll keep it in their home. We have corporate customers, big corporate giants, who will generally purchase items in bulk. And we have home office customers, maybe for a small office setup somewhere in the neighborhood. So customers are categorized or segmented or divided into three types: consumers, corporate customers, and home office segment customers. Information like the address of the customer, which country, under that country, which region, under that region, which state, which city, what is the postal code, that is recorded. So there's another hierarchy here, right? There's another hierarchy. Country, which contains regions. Region, which contains states. State, which is divided into cities. City, which is divided into postal code areas. So there is another hierarchy. Now, when people come and they purchase products, they place an order, right? When they are purchasing products, it means that they are placing an order. An order ID is generated to recognize every order in a unique way. Under an order, a person can purchase multiple items. If you take Brosina here, she's purchased a lot of items under one order, many products. Or a person could purchase only one item. Like Darren Van Huff, under this order, has purchased only one item. Right? Let's say you went to a mall. Okay, you go to a mall and you enter the mall, you do your shopping and come out. It's possible that we might purchase only one item, right? Nobody is going to stop us and say, no, you have come to this place, so you have to purchase many things. No, nothing like that. So depending on their requirement, people could have purchased only one item, or they could have purchased multiple items. Think of order ID like the bill number or the check number or the receipt that you receive. You go to a mall, you put all the things that you want to purchase in a trolley, and then at the checkout, we pay for them. Are we going to get a separate bill for each and every product that we purchase? No, right? We get one bill, under which all the items that we have purchased would be listed out. Whatever we have purchased would be listed out, and then we pay for them. The total amount is paid for. So that is order ID. People could purchase only one item, or they could have purchased multiple items in an order. Row ID is a field that recognizes each and every record in a unique way. First record, second record, third row, fourth row. And when a customer places an order, the date when the order is placed is recorded, which is order date, and date when the order is shipped out or sent out to the customer is also recorded. There are 4 modes of shipments available. People can choose first class shipment, or same day shipment, or second class shipment, or standard class shipment. Okay, so this is all categorical data, meaning who is the customer, what did they purchase, which product, when did they purchase, how was it shipped out to them, what is the order ID, what is the address. Now, what about the quantitative data, the numericals? What is the selling price? How many products were ordered? How many chairs? How many bookcases? How many tables? Was there any discount offered? And what is the profit that the business made by performing that transaction? So selling price can be a decimal number, as you can see. Quantity is the number of products. It's going to be an integer. Decimals can't be allowed here. We can't purchase 3.5 tables, 2.5 chairs, right? So this is going to be an integer number. Discounts are stored in decimal format. 0 means no discount. 0 means 0% discount was offered. 0.45 means 45% discount was offered. 0.2 means 20% discount was offered. Okay, it is stored as decimals. Then we have profit. Now, profit is also stored as decimals. We can have decimals and it could be negative also. It's not necessary that every transaction should always give a profit. It might also give us a loss. So negative values are quite possible in the profit column. So this is about data present in one sheet called as orders from Superstore. Like that, we have two more sheets. Returns, which contains information about the orders which are returned by the customers. Okay, that is also quite possible. After people have placed an order, let's say upon receiving the order, they don't like it and they are going to return it. So returns has information about the orders which are returned by the customers. Then we have the people sheet, which has names of the regional sales managers of Superstore. So this is the data that we will be working with throughout the training. We will be working with the orders sheet from Superstore, the returns sheet, and the people sheet. So whenever you people get time, do spend little amount of time understanding this data, because the more familiar you get with this data, the more easy it would become for you to understand the charts when we start creating them in the subsequent modules. Okay, friends, I hope this information was useful. So we talked about how to install Tableau. You can go to the Tableau website and install it. After installing Tableau, when you open it, you're presented with the start page, which is used to connect to data. Okay, so we shall stop here and I will see you in the next video where we will talk about data source page. We will explore the various options that are there on the data source page. Thank you all so much. See you in the next video.